Howdy, folks. How you doing? We're going to have a little bit of fun today because I'm going to give you all a nice lecture later, and you're going to learn something because I have a dynamic brain. And the things that I'm going to tell you, you should be aware of. You're not going to think of it yourself on your own. It's not possible. You have to rely on someone like me. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Because there are only going to be a very, very small percentage of people who are going to be able to think forward and out of the box. And that goes beyond this point. So we'll do that later, okay? Meanwhile, my car is completely and utterly jam-packed now because my wife in the Philippines and my kid, I want to send them food, and they wanted grits. So I got them grits, and these are 5-pound bags for $3.69. I mean, I probably could have gotten them cheaper somewhere else, but I got them, and I didn't want to fool around. So I bought them 4 bags of 5 pounds, so 20 pounds of grits. And then I bought some other stuff, you know. And all the kids, by the way, all they want now is sour. That's the thing, as sour. So everything is sour, okay? In fact, yesterday I saw this tube of stuff. It wasn't a tube, it was like a mustard jar. And it said sour sauce for sour, you know, to make everything sour, but it's like candy, you know what I mean? So the best deal, he wanted toxic waste. I used to buy him toxic waste back when I had money. But the toxic waste was expensive. And I don't know if you know what that is, but I'll show you what it is. And it was expensive. Believe me when I tell you, like $100. A toxic waste candy. Yeah, that's what it used to come in, those little jars. And I liked them. I thought that they were pretty good, frankly. But that's what they look like. That's toxic waste. They came in these little, well, now they got something else there. I don't know what these are. But they were just little sours. You know, oh, here's toxic waste. That's what they look like right there. And they were little candies, you know, like you individually wrapped candies. And they were like $60 for 300 pieces. They're expensive, $70. They were expensive. So my son wants them now. They used to come in their own little toxic waste can there too. Like this one right here. See, the problem is my son wanted it, and I told him, I said, I can't get it because you have to order them off the internet. So it's like $9-10, you know, for a few of them, you know, it's expensive. So I told him, forget it. So folks, I'm sorry about the lighting angle here. I'm doing my best with this shitty ass fucking camera that I got. Anyways, I got him these. These are, let me get some goddamn fucking light in here. Motherfuck! I hate this fucking camera. This fucking tablet, don't ever buy this Metro PCS tablet. It is the worst piece of garbage ever. This, whatever the fuck this thing's name is. It's awful. Anyways, I got him these, and the reason I got him these is because they were at Dollar Tree, and everything else is like 4 ounces for $1. This is a pound. This is a pound of sour worms. And I mean, you know, they're okay. I guess I should try one, right? Should I try one? I bought 21 packs of these for my son. So let's see how the jelly worms are. They're sours. All right. They're sour. They're sour. They're really sour. Well, that's what these are. So if you have egghead kids like mine, they all love these things, okay, while they're playing their video games. And my kid's a string bean. He's so skinny, and he's growing tall, so he looks even more skinny. You know what I mean? Man, these things are tart. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. Let's get right into the festivities, okay? Bitcoin first, okay? Let's go ahead and get into it. Looks like it went up. Oh, no, it didn't. I thought I saw 36. It says 33.6. I don't know. It's not down considerably. You know what I mean? And now we'll look at JM Bullion. And when Bitcoin is down, gold and silver are usually down too. So let's check out JM Bullion. I would be willing to bet that they're down significantly. Gold and silver. I hadn't seen it since, yesterday morning. Gold is up $1 at $17.77, and silver is at $26.09, down 5 cents. So it's not, nothing major is happening in the markets. Let's go ahead and check out the Dow and see what's happening on the Dow. The Dow is, it's up 76 points at 34,500. Okay? Now, off, you see what I mean? If I do this, it makes it really hard, okay? Okay, here we go. We're going to start in on the Drudge Report, and let's see what's shaking and moving. And don't forget, I'm going to give you a long lecture after this. I'm going to, we're going to have a nice lecture, okay? Which you should pay attention to, because a few people have a dynamic enough mind to be able to see into the future. And I told you, just like I told you on the last station, you come here when you want to see the future. Because it happens, I'm not saying I do it all the time, but it happens constantly. I tell you what's going to happen, and then some variation of it, you know these variants? Some variation of it happens. Yet, I'm a mindless idiot, right? All right, Cohen says, Cohen is the guy that went to jail or something. He was Trump's lawyer or something like that. He was basically like he kind of looks like a big pussy, really. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in his position either, you know. But he thinks that they got him by the short hairs. Trump org charged tax crimes, evidence unveiled in morning, Weisselberg surrenders. I don't know what this is all about. Folks, I cannot imagine a president, even though he's not president anymore, you still refer to him as president. President Trump or President Carter. You know what I mean? They're always referred to as president. You could say ex-president, but it's appropriate to say president. I cannot imagine a president being tried and convicted. If they do, you're going to have Bolshevism very, very quickly. It's going to move very, very quickly. This is outrageous. It's outrageous. It's simply outrageous. If you think that these people aren't all in on the take, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, Green Party, you're out of your minds. Okay, it says video shows massive explosion after LAPD botches detonation of illegal fireworks, 10 cops injured. It felt like a really hard earthquake. Neighbors shocked after 16 injured in botched illegal fireworks detonation by police. You eggheads over there can't figure out if you're going to detonate gunpowder, which is, essentially, it's gunpowder, right? You can't get this all figured out? Huh? Can't you take this out to the back 40 or something? The hell did you do? What the hell did you people do here? Let's take a look. Okay, well, there's film. Let's have a look at this.
That's right. I spoke to several people who said that, as you mentioned, it felt like a major earthquake. They were shaken out of their beds, off their couches. They were startled. I want to give you a look at the scene from our vantage point. You can see that there still is an LA Fire Department ambulance there with a stretcher that is awaiting just on standby. And I also want to give you a look at just the scene. It has caused a major scene out here. A lot of people standing out here to see what's going on. A lot of media. We're still waiting to be briefed by the police chief and folks out here just trying to get answers as to what happened, why this happened. Others said that they were immediately startled.
Oh,
as you can see, the scene is still taped off. But I want to get you to some video slow motion of the explosion. Smoke and debris flying everywhere. People told me that they just pretty much had to take cover after they heard the explosion and felt it as well. And then the debris just kind of just went everywhere.
LAPD's finest fudge the explosion of the illegal gunpowder. Fireworks are gunpowder, folks. Okay? Let's move off of this. I'm back on the Drudge, where I'm sure there's plenty of meat here. All right. Sorry, folks. Those gummies will grow on you. You know what I mean? Now I'm craving them. It looks like it's going to rain again. What a fucking surprise that is. It's fucking raining every single day. All right, here we go. My work is done. I couldn't. Ooh, that's a sour one. Oh, boy, is that sour. Showbiz. McCain quits View. Folks, The View is a bunch of Bolsheviks whose only goal is to try to move us in to forced equality, whether it's the right time or not. Not that there's like any wrong time for it or right time for it, but there's like a natural genesis of what takes place. And when you try to hurry it, you get what you get with that story with the IKEA furniture, which is they're going to kiss the black people's ass and they're going to offer them free watermelon or something like this. Some stupid shit because they don't understand. They just know that they have a responsibility to be Bolsheviks. I don't want to get into it, okay? All right. McCain is a perfect example. It's the woman. It's John McCain, the guy who died in Congress, in the Senate. John McCain was a POW at the Hotel Hilton. What he went through, no animal or person or anything else should have had to go through that. Let's make that clear. It's unthinkable and unimaginable. However, when it came to his politics, he voted with the Republicans on meaningless things. And then when it came to the real nitty-gritty, like controlling the border, he didn't want to do that. You understand? It was always the same thing with him. His daughter thinks that she's a Republican. She's not a Republican. She's a Democrat with slightly, I'm being honest about this, slightly conservative viewpoint. The last time I saw her, she got up and I think had to walk out of the room because they were talking about simple crimes, simple robberies or something like that. Like simple robbery should just be let go. And she said, no, we can't have this. We have to have some law and order. He said, well, most of the crime is just small, petty crimes, so we got to let it go. And she was just beside herself, and she's like, I ain't never hear anything like this. Well, there you have it. There's your Bolshevism. It's coming. It's already here. So let's see if I can show you. I forgot her name, McCain. That's her right there. It was John McCain's daughter. Okay? McCain says leaving to leaving to live in LA, but quote, The View, unquote, had no Emmy nominations this year for the first time ever. That's because they're all converted. People now know it's not revolutionary to be a Bolshevik. So they're now getting into it, and there's nothing edgy about it anymore. Now it's standard fare. Bill Cosby giving a peace sign there. He's back home. I don't know what to say. I don't know anything about it. I thought he was guilty, to be honest with you. Okay, I thought he was guilty. Taking advantage of women when they're sleeping or whatever it was. But I don't have the evidence. I don't know what happened. Okay. God, those things are sour. Showdown. DeSantis feuds with Trump over Florida rally amid condo collapse. Well, I hate to say this to you, shrimp face. Mr. DeSantis, our governor here of this godforsaken place. Guess what? Life goes on. I'm sorry to say that because I don't want to sound cruel. I feel for these people in that place. Many of them are still laying in their deathbeds, unable to get the debris off of them. Okay? God only knows how long they suffered. But life goes on. Do you understand? And it's time. Law barring Twitter and Facebook bans of candidates. Blocked. I don't even want to go there. Bolshevism will take us into a one-party system. You understand? Even if there's two parties, they do this shit all the time. Russia does it, China does it, all these communist countries do it. Like Stalin said, he said, don't worry about the votes and the way that the votes are, the big landslide. It's the person that counts the votes that you have to pay attention to, okay? So he knew. He didn't care what people voted. He cared who counted the votes. That was old Stalin there in World War II, who turned out to be a real smart man because he defeated Adolf Hitler. And that may not have been saying too much because Adolf Hitler wasn't too terribly bright. Unfortunately, a lot of Germans will get mad at me for saying that, but they know it's true too. He wasn't terribly bright. He had a high ambition, but when you go and you send in troops to thousands and thousands and thousands of miles and can't resupply them because you're constantly being surrounded and cut off, that's kind of a problem, folks. Mystery as Bitcoin billionaire drowns in sea. Okay. Sweden stunned by rare shooting of police officer as gang violence worries grow. Okay, so Sweden is starting to get people that are assassinating police officers. I think I know who it is too, but I don't want to say because I don't want to have a problem. They got a bad problem over there with a certain race that's coming in. All right? I'm going to tell you. It's been like that for a while. I watched film where they couldn't, they have to be stylish, so they need to send 3 or 4 women police officer to go tackle a man, and the guy was whipping each one of their ass with no weapon, just whipping their asses. And finally, a construction guy with a beard had to step in, and they were kicking his ass too. But he bought enough time to where they could get somebody over there with a goddamn billy club and crack his head open. So, or whatever. Rumsfeld is dead, okay? We're not going to carry this on too much longer. Another respiratory virus spreading as U.S. gets back to pre-COVID-19 life. Sure. I just went into Publix to go buy this stuff, and the people are stupider now than the day we put on the masks. And that's really saying something. New York City hotel industry in, quote, depression, room revenue down 60%. Mindless idiots. Do you want to be in New York City when they say that it's mandatory for contact tracers to come over and make sure that they stick a swab up your rear end or whatever it is that they do? They may not do that, but you might want to just do that and get it over with and get the hell out of there. It's severe Bolshevism, thanks to the descendants of the people who were kept captive in World War II. Get it? And there were lots of races that were kept captive, in case you didn't know. So don't go there with me. But it's their descendants, you get it? They want you to crave your own captivity, and not only crave it, but demand it. And demand it for everyone else too. It's important. Israel scrambles to curb jump in scam. Weekend, rapidly developing tropical storm in Atlantic. Let's have a look at that. I don't know. That's on our back door here, or front door. Tropical storm Elsa shatters records. Eyes U.S. Well, let's have a look at this. Well, we're in the cone here. I mean, we're somewhere in the cone, but I guess it's still far away. It says 820 miles southeast of the Windward Islands. Let's see. Okay, here it is right here. It's supposed to go more off to the west of Florida. So we'll see about that, okay? We'll see about that. It still looks awful close. I'm not in any fucking mood for a hurricane, okay? Just to let you know, I'm not in any mood for it. Got it? Let's not have this. I'll bet you that son of a bitch comes right fucking in. All right, well, those were the two bright-eyed sons of supposedly Prince Charles and Diana. And now they're reuniting the two brothers, even though they hate each other or something. They're reuniting to do something for their mom, you know, some sort of thing here. So, respect thing. Xi warns foreign bullies will have heads bashed bloody. Great Wall of Steel. Okay. All right. Says China will be the dominant world power. Okay. Yeah, it's saying on what would be her 60th birthday, Princess Diana statue unveiled by the two feuding sons. Spielberg's West Side Story going to be canceled? Of course. You can't have any more stereotyping. You can't do any more humor. You can't do anything. We're in a different world right now. We're in the world of trying to move as quickly into Bolshevism as we can. Okay? It's important. Folks, that's it. I will be back for a lecture of mammoth proportions, but you need it. So tune back in. Bye.